Previously on the Tanker Ships Vlog. I signed on to a coastwise tanker. It was running petroleum products from Lake Charles, Louisiana over to Tampa, Florida. After spending the past 2.5 months bouncing back and forth between Louisiana and Florida, I was definitely eager to get off. And working on a coastwise tanker like this, signing off shouldn't be a problem. Or so I thought. So taking this as a relief job, I was already well over my time. And unfortunately, I got word that the person I was relieving didn't want to come back and claim the job, which means the job was going to be going back on the job board for a new person to claim. To be honest, I wasn't too worried about it. It was a dayman job on a tanker, which is a sought-after job. And wouldn't you know it, only a couple days after the job was posted, I got word that I had a relief and that I should be signing off when we get to Tampa. Bow lookout. Lake Charles, we just left. We got delayed again, of course, LNG traffic, but we're leaving. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. Look at that. It's not too hot, there's no humidity, it's a nice breeze. It's perfect right now. Today is day 87 for me. By the time we get to Tampa, that'll be day 90, and hopefully, I'll be going home. Oh man, I cannot wait to walk down that gangway. Woof! You know, the best part about signing off a ship in the United States is the company doesn't have to fly you back to your home port. You can just take cash in lieu and walk down the gangway. If you sign off in a foreign port, technically you're still the responsibility of the company. So a lot of the times if you sign off overseas, the company will force you to fly back to the States. But when you sign off here, you can just walk down the gangway with deep pockets and complete freedom. It's seriously one of my favorite parts of the job, and I've done it so many times. In 2019, I signed off a cable ship in San Diego and spent the next couple days just hanging out, visiting friends, seeing family. And then in 2022, in Houston, I signed off the bulk carrier, and my RV was already in Houston, so I just spent the next 2-3 weeks hanging out with the crew and some old shipmates. And in 2021, I signed off the West Coast tanker down at Long Beach, and I rented a van and spent the next couple weeks driving up the Pacific Coast Highway. It's just really fun to just make a random vacation out of whatever port you end up in. What a day. And look how it's finishing right now. Look at that. Hell yeah. And I was looking forward to doing the same thing in Tampa. Just sizzling on the beach, taking it easy, My girlfriend was looking at flights, I was looking at hotels. I know that may be jumping the gun a little bit, considering I'm not off the ship, but I had a relief. So there's a couple other people signing off in Tampa, and when their reliefs showed up and mine wasn't with them, it wasn't a very good sign. Bye, Tampa. Still on board. We're leaving Tampa, and I am not going home. So the way it works is, when somebody's ready to go home, if their relief doesn't come back, the person they took the job from, the job will go to manpower, and it'll go to a particular hall, but if no one takes it, then they'll go, they call it all ports, and it'll go to every single hall. And what happened was, with my job, it went to all ports, which is a good thing. That means there's more people looking at it and more people can take it. But the Jacksonville hall took the job off all ports, but never gave a name. So it looked like there was a relief, but they were just holding on to the job. And after making a couple phone calls, they finally let the job go. So we're back on the board, and hopefully there's a new name. There's actually a name now, not just a mystery person. So hopefully in Lake Charles, I'll be getting off. But it's a little discouraging. I had all these plans for Tampa. I was gonna get a hotel room, had some friends flying in, hang out at the beach, rent some jet skis, see some breweries, all these plans. But didn't happen. But that's the way the industry works, you know. I'm usually pretty good. I usually won't book hotels or make plans with anybody until I'm actually off, but being on a coastwise tanker, jumping back and forth between two ports, when you hear you have a relief, odds are that you're pretty good, but didn't work out this time. So back to Lake Charles. It is what it is. What's the old saying? Life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Something like that. As much as I was really looking forward to getting off in Tampa and just chilling on the beach, I was coming to terms with getting off in Lake Charles and just making the best of it. My girlfriend was living in New Orleans at the time, which is only a couple hours from Lake Charles. So I was making arrangements for her coming and picking me up, and we can just take it from there. Even though my relief wasn't here upon arrival, I was told I'd be definitely going home in Lake Charles. Loading the cargo in Lake Charles usually took a couple of days, so there was plenty of time for my relief to show up. Well, leaving Lake Charles and I didn't get a relief, so I'm still stuck on board. Because I got a new relief, and apparently that relief is also sick. We're not cleared. So back to Tampa we go. I'm not gonna lie, it's getting a little old. Getting a little old. Ready to go home. In all my years of sailing, I've never quit a ship. I've never left a company on bad terms. I've always waited till I had a relief. You know, it would have been different if the job just wasn't able to get filled and it just sat on the board and nobody took it. But the fact that they gave the job to somebody who wasn't fit for duty and expected me to sit on the ship and wait for weeks at a time until he was medically cleared, it just left a bad taste in my mouth. So the captain and the company agreed on a mutual separation, something like that, which basically means that I can leave the ship without a relief. And you know, I later found out that the same person had the job the entire time and just was never medically cleared. And he never got medically cleared. So after weeks of waiting, the job ended up going to somebody else anyway. As shitty as the past couple weeks were, I tried not to let that ruin my outlook of the entire hitch. In reality, it was a pretty chill ship. Yeah, you know, looking back, they had a great captain and a pretty good crew. We weren't going to crazy exotic locations, but there was a ton of laughs and we got the job done. Working while enjoying the people you're working with is what makes this job tolerable. It's probably the most important thing while you're out at sea. Oh, and Tampa? Tampa was a good time. My buddy Cam from the cruise ship came, picked me up from the ship, and I hung out with him for a couple of days. Then my girlfriend flew in and we got a hotel right on the beach. We ended up hanging out with a couple of my old RV friends, Herbie and Martha. You know, I got so many comments asking why I had earrings and when I got my ears pierced. Well, after you have 5 margaritas, Martha and I decided it would be a good idea to get piercings. She got her nose, and I got the ears. I'll say it again, there's no better feeling than walking down the gangway with deep pockets and nothing to do. You never know where life's gonna take you. If you enjoyed the video and you'd like to support the channel, please consider liking, subscribing, or sharing the video. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.